Hello, it's Alex here from wpeagle.com. In this video we're going to be making this website. As you can see, it looks really nice and it's really easy to make it your own. Add content, add pages, add blog posts and all that other good stuff that you need on a website. Now, the great thing about this website is we're going to make it on the cheap. And when I say cheap, I mean cheap. So your first month's hosting is just going to be a penny with a voucher code that I'm going to provide to you very shortly. We're going to be using WordPress, which is a free platform, but also a very powerful platform. In fact, it powers 25% of the websites on the internet. And you can pretty much do anything you like with it. So it's really scalable and a great foundation for your website. Now, at any point in this video, if you get stuck or if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below and I will do my best to answer them as quickly as I can. You can also hit me up on social media, Twitter, Facebook, the usual stuff, which you'll find links to all those things on my channel page. Now, that's enough talking from me. Let's get onto the computer and get this website up and running.
Okay, so I'm over at HostGator, who I would recommend for great value, cheap hosting. They're probably one of the cheapest online without compromising on service and support. So I'm going to offer you a discount code very, very shortly in this video, which will give you your first month's hosting for just a penny, which will be a better offer than any of the offers that you'll see on the HostGator homepage. For example, there's 50% off one. My coupon will get your hosting cheaper than that. So let's get started. Let's click on web hosting. And then here we can select which package that we want to go for. Now, generally, I'd have thought the hatchling plan is going to be just fine for you while you're getting started. So let's go for that. And then you can select your commitment. And obviously, that's going to affect your monthly price as you go forward after the first month. Now, if you're not sure, obviously, how long you're going to be keeping your website, you might just want to commit to just the monthly plan. So we'll go for that for now. Let's click sign up now. Okay, and the first option is to do with your domain. Now, a domain name is a .com or a .net or a .co.uk or a .whatever. And here we can decide whether we need to register a new domain or whether you've already got a domain that you own. Now, if you're looking for a new domain, just simply type it in the box and select your .com or whatever you want, and it will do a search and let you know if it's available and add it to your order. Now, I already own the domain that I'm using in this demo, so I'm going to click this button. And the domain I'm going to be using today is cheapwpwebsite.com. I've registered it over at GoDaddy previously, so I'm just going to use that one. Then if you go to the next section, it's just going to check that that's okay, and it's added that, that's fine. It's going to offer you some other domain names if you want, but at the moment I don't need any more domain names. We scroll down, it confirms the plan that we've selected and the billing cycle. Here you're going to need to enter a username. I'm not going to fill in all these forms right now, I don't want to waste your time, but obviously your username is going to be the word that you use to log into HostGator. You then need to set a security PIN, which is what they use when you're contacting support and all that kind of stuff. Here we enter our billing information, so email address, name, and all that kind of stuff, along with your credit card or PayPal information. Section 4 is additional services. Now I would recommend that you untick all of these because you're not probably going to need them just yet. The fifth box is the coupon code, which is very important. So as I say, at the moment, the amount due is $5.47. But if you enter my code, which is Eagle Penny, we should get our first month for just a penny. So there we go. And there is obviously a money back guarantee. If it doesn't work out, you can stop it at any time. So all we've got to pay today is 1 penny. You need to tick the box at the bottom and then click checkout now. So let me just quickly fill in this form and sign myself up as well, and then we'll get on with setting up our website. Okay, so I've completed all that form and everything and paid for my brand new hosting account. And once you've done that, you should see a screen that looks very similar to this. And you just have to wait for a few moments while they set up all your new account. And you should also go and check your email, which is what I'm going to do right now, where you will find all the information about your new account. So let's go and check that email right now. Okay, so my email's just come in here, and if we open that up, we've got all the information we need in terms of login details, passwords, all that kind of stuff. So If you've already got a domain name, which is what I had, you're going to need to update your name servers, and you do this at your domain registrar. So if it's GoDaddy, you log in there and click on the domain and click on name servers, or if it's Namecheap or any of those, it'll be very similar. And you need to update the name servers to these two here. And then that will then point your domain at your new HostGator hosting. So to go and log in, you just click on this link here. You may have already been automatically logged in after you signed up, but if not, this is where we're going to enter the details. So I'm just going to copy and paste, because that's always easier I find than typing. So that's my username, and that's my password. I'm going to change this password once I log in, so it's something that I can remember a little bit more easily. And here we go, we're in. And there's a little wizard and loads of things that pop up, but we can just close all these because we don't need them right now. So as I said, the first thing I'm going to do is change my password. If you scroll down just slightly, you'll see under preferences there's a change password button link. And if you click that, I'm going to paste in my password that I had in the clipboard, which was the one that HostGator generated for me, and I'm going to change it for something that I can remember. And click change password. There we go. So now we are ready to install WordPress. So that's all done, and we can just click go back, and that should take us back to the start. So when I say start, I mean back to the start of changing passwords. That's not where we want to be. Let's click on home, which is up in the top left, and that'll take us back to the kind of main area of the control panel. And I'm still guessing annoying pop-ups, but hey ho. Okay, so what we need to do now is install WordPress, and the way we do that is if you scroll down on this page, all the way down here towards the bottom of the page, and you'll see that there is a quick install link here. So if we click that, now you don't actually need to log in here. You can just scroll down and click on install WordPress. Click install WordPress. And then we just need to select the domain name here. You don't need to put anything in here. You need to put your email address in there. Give it a title. So my one's called Cheap WP Website. Create a username. I'm going to call it WP Eagle. Put your name in and then click install. And off it goes. That shouldn't take too long. And then we can close this advert. And it says the install is complete, so that didn't take too long. This little drop down here shows you your username and password. So what we need to do is click on this link here. Before we do that, actually, I'm going to copy this into my clipboard. I'm pressing Control-C, by the way, or Command-C on a Mac to copy to clipboard. You can obviously always right-click and select copy. If I click on over here, and I've got an error that the web page is not found or not available. If you get this, don't worry. This probably means that you've just updated your DNS at your domain registrar, or you've just registered a new domain name. So all you need to do is wait for a few minutes, possibly a few hours, and it should all start working again. If you do have to wait, then obviously remember to make a note of that password that I just copied to my clipboard, because it may not be in your clipboard when you come back. Okay, so I had to wait for a few minutes for everything to kind of slot into place. It's because servers around the world have to update, and you know, all those sort of things. The internet's a big place. But once that's all done, then you should be greeted with this WordPress login screen. So I'm going to go back to this page, which hopefully you've still got open to, or you made a note of this password. If you, for whatever reason, lost this and forgot the password or whatever, then you can reset within here anyway. You just have to just go into my installs there, and you'll see it, and in there you can reset your WordPress password. But for now I've got this, so we're okay. So the username is WP Eagle, and there's the password. I'm just copying that. So WP Eagle in the username, copy the password, click remember me. That way you don't have to worry about logging in all the time. And we're logged in. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to change my password. So if you go up to the top right corner where your username is and go to edit my profile, So then once you're on this page, just scroll down towards the bottom and you'll see a generate password button. This generates a nice long password for you, but obviously in here you can start typing in your own password. Then once you're done, you need to click confirm use of weak password if your password is indeed weak, like mine is, and then click update profile. And then your password's all changed and you're ready to go. Now, if you go up to the top left here, we can click visit site and we can see the front of our website. And as you can see, it's the very basic WordPress blogging theme, which is fine for some people. But now we're going to go on and turn it into something even better. So we're now ready to turn what we've got here into something that looks really good and actually looks like a real website, just like the one I showed you at the very beginning of this video. So the first thing we need to do is install our theme. Now, when it comes to themes, basically a theme is the wrapper that sits on your WordPress website, and it's what gives your site its look and feel. And there are thousands and thousands of WordPress themes out on the internet for you to try. So in this video, I've chosen to use a free theme, and that free theme is called Guardian. And well, let's install it now. So you need to go back into the dashboard. Then we need to go down to Appearance and Themes. Then at the top, we need to click WordPress.org themes. Then over here in the search box, we need to type in Guardian. And there it is. And then we can just click install. And that's done. And then if we click activate, that then makes the theme live. And if we click on this link here, we can go back to the front of the website and have a look what's happened. And we can see that it's already starting to look like a real website. And all we need to do now is start changing some of this stuff, and we'll be well on our way to having a website. So the first thing I'm going to do is upload a logo. I always think that's a good place to start. And to do that, I'm going to go up to the top and click Customize. Okay, so in here we can change all sorts of different things. We're going to start in Guardian Options, and then we're going to click Theme General Options. In here you can see the website logo section, and if we click Select Image, we can then click Select Files and upload our logo file, graphics file from our computer. So mine's called logo.png. It's on a transparent background. Generally logos look better if they're on a transparent background, obviously, because then you can change the colours on your website. They don't have to be white then, and it will look okay. So that's just uploading. It'll take a sec. And then once that's uploaded, you click Choose Image. And you do need to enter your logo height and width, and you can find that out if you just click back on the logo, click it there. Mine is 150 by 48, so I can just click the cross and type those numbers in here. So that's 150 wide by 48 high, and then it will make it look all the right proportions. So we're done. Let's click Save and Publish, and we've got our logo in place. If you want to go back and have a look at the front of the website, you can just click on the cross, and then there we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is add some pages, just to kind of fill out the website a little bit, and then we've got places to link to and all that sort of thing. So if you go up to the top, you can select New, and then if you hover over that and click on Page, I'm just going to add a few basic pages like, let's not have About Us, that's boring. Our history. What I'm actually going to do is I'm just going to quickly fire up my Lorem Ipsum website and just copy and paste a bit of that in there for now. Obviously, you'd put your own copy and whatever in. This is a great website for me because I can just generate some random gibberish. Obviously, you don't need to do this. You'll find your copy and put it in here. So when you're adding a page, this first box is where you put your copy. So I'm just going to paste that Lorem Ipsum Latin in there. If you want to add a picture to any of your pages, it's quite easy. You just click on the Add Media. And then you select Upload File, and obviously find the graphic file on your computer. Hopefully I've got some in my Documents folder that we can use. There we go, there's a picture of a man, let's use that. And then you can decide if it sits on the left or the right. We could move it over to the right, how big you want it, whether you want it full size or smaller. And then we click Insert into Page. There's our picture. And then once you've finished making all your changes, you click Publish. So now if we click View Page, we should have our history page. Our man is a little bit big, really, but that's fine. We can go in and make him a bit smaller. If we click edit page, you can of course obviously upload a smaller image. If your image is a bit big, you can just reduce the size in here. By going to custom size, he's 640 by 640. Let's just make him 300 by 300. Click update. He looks a bit smaller now. There's another template here as well, which if we select, I'll just show you, it's the full width template, and it cuts out the sidebar that's down the right hand side. So let's go and view the page, and you see there's not that sidebar, so you can kind of pick and choose if you want the sidebar, which is useful, you know, for adding links and all that sort of thing. So I'll leave that like that for now. Let's add another new page. So I'm going to go to new and page. Let's add a contact us, which we'll come back to later and add some, you know, maybe a form, that sort of thing. And let's just add one more page. I'm going to call this page services. Again, I'm just going to put some Latin in that one for now. Click publish. So we've got a few basic pages. I noticed there was one called sample page as well, which you might want to get rid of. So if you go into all pages over here on the left, there's our pages that we just created. There's a sample page. If you want to get rid of, we can just simply click trash. And it's gone. So let's go back to the front of the website. And you'll notice that these pages have appeared up the top here, which is great news. However, they may not be in the right order that you want, and maybe you don't want them all up there. So to change that, if you go up to customize and go down to menus, and if we click add menu and call it main menu, and then click create menu, and we need to tick the primary menu. There is only one location on this theme, so tick that. And then if you tick this box, it will automatically add new pages if you want. I'm going to leave it as it is for now. Now if we click add items, we can start adding stuff to this menu. So let's add those pages. Let's add the home page, the services page, the contact us, and the history. And you can also reorder these if you'd like, so you can maybe put the contact us last if you like. Once we're done, let's click save and publish. And that's saved. So we've got our menu sorted, which is good. Hopefully that was all clear. Now during that brief little edit, I just changed the logo on the site to one with black text, because I think it looks a bit better than the orange one that I was using. The limitation with this free theme is that within the options it's not possible to change this blue colour, which is fine if you like blue. But obviously if you need to change that, then what you're going to have to do is upgrade to the premium theme, which you can do within the back end if you just go into the dashboard, into appearances and theme info. If you scroll down this button here, it says learn about the premium version, and if you click that, you can then go through and purchase. If you need to change the colours, basically, yeah, you get a few other extra bits and bobs for your $39, and obviously you get support from them as well, which might be handy if you're going to use this theme going forward. But obviously the great thing is you don't have to. You can use the free one if you want, and if you want to change the colour to something else, you can probably do it with CSS. Drop me a line and I might be able to help you with that one. But anyway, we're back on our website, and I like the blue. It goes well if your logo's black or whatever, or you probably maybe even using blue, and in which case you're fine. But now we'll go on to customize some of the other bits and bobs. So let's start by changing some of the contact details across the top here, as well as our social media icons. To do that, we need to click customize. Then within the Guardian options, you'll find this here called social options. And here we can set all the URLs for our social media pages. So just obviously copy and paste them all in here. And then down at the bottom here, you can change the email to your own, obviously, email address. And into your phone number. Then obviously click save and publish at the top. And we can see that that's changed nicely. Now looking at the rest of the home page, the next section to change is this slider area, which obviously allows you to upload an image and change the text. So let's change one of the images so I can show you how that's done. So if we just click on the little arrow to go back and go to theme slider options, here's slider image 1 and slider image 2 and slider image 3. It's pretty straightforward. So if you wanted to change this lovely lady to something else, I click change image, and then you can upload a file from your computer. So I've got a folder here with all my demo stuff. And in here I've got an image here called slider 1, and I've just cropped an image that I had. The recommended width and height is, let me just check, 1257 by 442. So if you've got an image around that size, it'll be fine. So I'm just going to select that one. Obviously, there are some free online editing tools and things that you can use to crop an image. Or if you're using Fireworks, which I recommend, or Photoshop, you'll be fine. So that's changed, and we can see we've now got this nice picture of LA, I think it is. And we can change the title. We can say, make this website by yourself. And then tutorial on YouTube to find out how. And we can change the link. And then you can enter the URL of where you want the button to go to, but I don't have one right now, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Let's click Save and Publish. And let's just click the little cross to go back to our website and see. And there we go. We've changed the slider, and obviously I won't do the other 2 or 3, but they're all the same. It's quite straightforward. Okay, so let's finish off this the rest of this homepage. So we scroll down, we've got this section here which we can use to display our services. So again, to change this, we go into Customize. And then again, under Guardian Options, you'll find Service Options. And we can change that to whatever we like, really. So I'm just going to put in some text quickly. Okay, and then here is where we can set the icons over here. So to do that, if you click this link here, which says Font Awesome Icons, actually it wants to open a new page. So let's just click Stay on this page. If you right click on it and go Open Link in a new tab, I'm going to close this other tab, I don't need this. You can see all of the different icons that you can use, and basically you choose the one you want. So say you want these headphones, you just simply highlight it and press Command C. And if we put that in there, get rid of the little dot. There we go. You need to leave the little FA at the beginning. So it's FA space, and then the bit that you paste, which will be FA hyphen whatever. So we've put our headphones. We can obviously then change the title. Like that. And then obviously you can add a link and whatever. So yeah. They're all pretty much the same. I'm not going to do all of them again. I don't want this video to be too long. I want it to be nice and quick, so you've got your website up and running really quickly. So yeah, just do that for each one of those and they'll all be done. So once you finish, click Save and Publish. And that's saved. So we click the cross, we can now go back and again have a look at our website, and you can see that that icon has changed along with the text. The next section is where our latest blog posts are going to appear. Now, to add a blog post, it's very simple. You go up to the top here, go to New Post. And again, it looks very similar to the pages. We can just type in, this is a great site. Then obviously, you put your text and whatnot in there, which I'm not going to bother with right now. You can put blog posts into different categories, which makes them nice and organized. So we'll put this one into, say, news. And click Add New Category. And you can also set an image. If you click down here and click Set Featured Image, you can select one from the website, or you can upload your own one. I'll just select this man again, why not? And then click Set Featured Image. And if we click Publish, that will then publish this blog post to the site. Okay, let's click View Posts. There it is, there's our blog post. And that will obviously appear on the home page over here, as we can see with the image. And there's room for one more there. So I'll just quickly add a couple more blog posts, and I'll do a quick edit. I'll see you in a sec. Okay, so here's some blog posts. You notice that this middle image doesn't quite fill it. It's because it's a square one. You're often better off with a kind of wider image for blog post featured images. So let's just quickly change him so that it looks a bit better. So I'm just going to click Edit Post up here. I'm going to just pick some image that's a bit wider from my computer. We got something here. There's the eagle. That's perfect. So that's uploaded. So yeah, just bear in mind when you're uploading your featured images for your blog posts, make sure they're more of a landscape than a square or a portrait. There we go. If we go back, it's looking a bit better. So there's our blog posts. Right, the final thing down the bottom here is our footer. So these are basically just widgets. And again, if we go into customize, and then we go into widgets and footer widget area, we can start to add some widgets. So a widget is lots of different things. So you can just add some text if you want. But just adding some text, obviously you can add whatever you like. Okay. If you want some formatting, I suggest you tick the automatically add paragraphs. So you can do this. Okay. Then if we click save and publish, that's taken the first slot here. You can see that. So we can add something else. We could, for example, add let's have a look what we've got in the widgets. The recent blog posts, a search, or you can add a menu. Menus are often quite good. So if you select custom menu and say, you know, more information, you can then select a menu. In here, we've only got the main menu at the moment. So if I select that, it will be the same as the one across the top. But of course, what we can do is if we save and publish, we can create another menu. Just click back here and back here again. In menus, you can select add menu, and we could say call it footer menu. Click create menu. Don't set a location because we're obviously going to add it to a widget. Then you can add some items, you know, your pages or whatever. So we haven't got any pages to add, but for example, you might add a privacy policy and a sitemap and all that kind of stuff, in which case you would add them to your menu. So I'm just going to add these random things, as well as maybe, let's say, a couple of posts, why not? Or even a blog category like the news. There we go. So you can add all sorts. Click save and publish. Then we just need to go back and set that within the widgets. And then we select footer widget area, and then back into our custom menu, and then we can now select the footer menu. Click save and publish. There's our menu. So let's just add a couple more widgets. Add widget. We could add, let's add something like a search. So that would just be a little search box. Call it search. There's our search box. And I think that'll do. Let's save and publish, and then click close. There we go. Oh, there is actually a fourth column, so we could add one more. Let's just do that back into customize. That'll make it look nice. Widgets, footer widget area, add a widget, and let's just have a calendar which allows people to find blog posts by date. I'm just going to hit blog posts by date. Save and publish. Let's click the little cross. There we go. Okay, so finally, what we need to look at is our Contact Us page. Now in here, you're going to just add your contact details, and you might want to add a form. The best way to add a form is to install a plugin. So we're going to do that now. So I'm going to go to plugins and add new. I'm going to type in cforms. And then it's this one here, cforms 2 contact forms. Click install now. And then activate plugin. And then that's done, and it's added a new thing to our menu down the bottom here called cforms 2. And if we just go into form settings, here's our basic form. It's got a takes the name, it takes the email address, takes a website, and takes a message. If we wanted to say, for example, add another field, say a phone number, you just click add. And it's added it here. Oh no, it's added it at the top. Called new field. Let's type in phone number. And then we can then drag that to where we want. And there we go. And then up top, click Save and Update Form Settings. There we go. So now we just need to go and add this form to our page. So let's do that by going back to the page. I'm just going to go to the front. It's often the easiest way to find a page. Click on Contact Us. Click Edit. Now obviously we can add a bit of text. Get in touch using the form below. If you want to format this text, you can just highlight it, and if you click this button here, it makes the toolbar bigger, and you can then select different headings like that. You know, underline, colours, all sorts of things. A bit like Word. So below it, I'm going to add the form. I've moved the cursor down to there. Then you see this button here, See Forms, and we can insert your default form. Obviously, if you called it something else, it would be whatever you called it. And if we click Update, and then View Page, there's our form. It says my field set there, so that needs changing, and we just need to set the email address on the form. So let's go back into the dashboard. Go to see if I'm going to change that my field set to Get in Touch. Down here is the messages that we get when someone fills in the form and presses the Submit button. Here is our email options. So I think by default it's going to send it to the admin of the site, whichever email address you set at the beginning. So if we just scroll down a bit and then click on Admin Mail Message Options, we can see here that who's going to get the email address, which is my default one, which is fine, but you can obviously change that. And then here's the information that you're going to get, which is all the information that you need, etc., etc. So once you're finished in here, click Save and Update. Let's go back to the Contact Us. There we go. Now down the side, it's got this sidebar on this page. I think Contact Us is probably better as a full width. So we just go across here and go to Template, Full Width Page. Click Update. And let's click View Page. There we go. Now there's one final thing we need to do, and that is to turn off the maintenance mode. Now by default, when we installed the theme, WordPress and the website went into a maintenance mode so that people that weren't logged in actually couldn't see the website. So obviously now we're finished, we want to be able to let everyone see it. So to do that, we just simply go back into the dashboard, and you see here it actually tells us that we've got a coming soon page up. So if we click here, once we're ready, which we are, the site is now live, and we can confirm that by, if we log out up here and then go back to our website, ta-da, there it is. Okay, so that brings us to the end of this video on how to build a website on the cheap. Hopefully you haven't spent hardly any money and you've just got your your 1 penny hosting, and you're up and running. If you've got any questions or you get stuck at any point, please just drop me a line. Leave a comment below this video or send me an email to eagle@wpeagle.com. If you like what I'm doing and you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe for more videos. There's going to be lots more of this sort of thing coming very soon. Good luck with your website. See you later.